each other, ain't no hiding this.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Jackson to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Channing Tindall. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, short of them returning it for a pick 6, that was about the worst start you could ask for in this one because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next series.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this one is incomplete.
But these are the situations that really test a defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
Tua to try again on 2nd down. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Another catch there for Waddle. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
That's a nice job right there. Get the ball out to the perimeter, get it to your guy in space. He's just going to take this, turn upfield, and turn it into a big play in 1st and goal.
Mostert. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it?
I don't think even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, or they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving. And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. The Ravens 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Jackson, he gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Carter, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And some room to run now. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards on that one, and a Raven first. I really enjoy watching Lamar Jackson run those RPOs, Charles, but I'll tell you what, it's tough calling play-by-play because you don't know whether he handed it off or kept it.
Makes you focus, doesn't he? You've got to try and stay with it, and even when we do, we often can get it wrong because our eyes naturally go to him because he creates big plays. But if you're a runner and you're playing with Lamar Jackson, aren't you happy? He creates so much concentration on him. It should open up things for you. Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Now left side on the swing pass. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. This defense for the Dolphins, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches.
Oh, battle at the line and intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that, that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
On 2nd and 7, Tua. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Charles, I don't know what's going on in that defensive team meeting room, but they better keep it rolling. 3 picks last week, 2 here now in the first quarter.
Everyone talks about it.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sacked by Andrew Van Ginkel.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Jackson now. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he will have the Ravens first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Well, certainly made a running game involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open.
Dobbins hit and he fumbles. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number 1, maybe they're not having this deficit. And number 2, maybe they actually have the lead.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. Flush to his right. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just a... John Harbaugh never shy about bringing out the red challenge flag, and he'll do so here. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. On 2nd and 10, Tua. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Tua. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On first down, Tagovailoa. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I like his awareness in the pocket there. Nowhere to go with the football. So instead of forcing it to the sideline, he's just going to put this one into the harbor and live to find another down without getting wet.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. They'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This two show pass, and if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they... Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. There he goes, right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be a possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick 6, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play.
How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. To throw again is Jackson. Open man is Duvernay. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a first down. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Now it's Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 21. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Dobbins. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 2nd and goal, Jackson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Tucker's kick is good, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
Do not give it a 22.
Okay, right? The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. This will be caught. It's Waddle. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Tua now on 1st down. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 33 yards that time.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
2nd down and goal. Tua. And he's got it. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. A pretty big opening there on 1st down. 8 yards up to the 33. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Ready. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Tua getting it quickly out to Waddle. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Well, they found him 8 times in that first half, and this is his first catch of quarter number 3. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Second down, here's Mostert again. Shifts by him. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Go ultra. Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
On second down, Mostert. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with 3rd down and just a yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Ready?
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 60 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Here's Jackson. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Channing Tindall. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Well, that is now, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking the ball.
They've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Second and 3 from the 9.
Fight, 97.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. Here's Mostert. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
I just wonder if before that last play, if someone on the defense stepped in the huddle and said, we've been run over, run around, run through all game long. Can we come up with one stop right here?
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be.
And he loses the football a 2nd time. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable, and it definitely won't be air-conditioned.
Milk bones?
None.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 82 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. To throw is Jackson. Out to his Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Tua. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Charles, are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity.
Looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On 3rd down, Jackson. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really, really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result.
Here we go.
This is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
Yellow.
Play action. Now it's Tua. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. That's taken in by Duvernay. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, They might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
The Ravens send their punt around now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
2nd down at 4. Looking to pass. Tua. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And down he'll go at the 25. Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Tua now on first down. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Now a give to Mostert running right. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 87 yards on the ground for him so far. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Dolphins are going to get it back here just past the 35. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. A give up the middle to Dobbins. Room here to run. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 45 yards on the ground. And a guy that can change the game shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now it's Jackson. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. One more time with Dobbins. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Miami, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.